Welcome everybody to Big Ben and Ty Sports Cave. We got a lot to talk about tonight. There's a whole lot of roster moves that we're going to talk
Oh yeah,
about,
lot, yeah.
and a lot of things going on. Probably getting ready for the playoffs. So we have a lot to talk about tonight. But before we get there, Wade, go ahead and give a shout out to Bayleaf Indian Restaurant and Bar.
Absolutely. Bayleaf Indian Restaurant and Bar, located in downtown Peoria. 4.7 star review, over 300 positive reviews on their food with Google review. Just a great place to eat. I've never had a bad experience there whatsoever. The atmosphere is amazing. The service is amazing. Uh, I purposely, when I go there, I order different menu items, and every single time I've ordered, the food has been excellent. Um, they cater to your taste needs for spice. So if spicy ain't your thing, they'll take care of
Yeah.
you. And if you love spicy food, well, you came to the right place as well. So get on down there, check them out. Before a Rivermen game, you can leave your car in the parking lot and make the walk on up there. It's free parking. So get on down there, check them out, and tell them Wade sent you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in
get
fact,
on.
I'm actually going to be doing a lot of errands tomorrow, and I plan on treating myself and probably going there like for a lunch or a early supper. I can't wait. So
Awesome.
Yeah, so get on down there to Bayleaf Indian Restaurant and Bar. Speaking of Bayleaf and Indian Restaurant and Bar, so we are actually going to be raffling off a $20 gift card to Bayleaf Indian Restaurant and Bar. Here are the rules. So every time you comment, like, and share the show, you get one entry per like, one entry per share, and one entry per comment. So on a show, you can earn up to 3 entries to win that $20 gift card to Bayleaf Indian Restaurant and Bar. So, like I said, get in there, like it, share it, comment, and you automatically get an entry for a like, a share, and comment. And like I said, the winner will hopefully be announced by April 1st. Uh, but yeah, we are going to tally that up. Like I said, we're just going to do a drawing. So we'll keep track of that. So yeah, get in the entry and get a $20 gift card. Like I said, Wade has said so much about this restaurant. My wife
hmm
and I are actually planning on going on a date night one of these nights in the next week or so, to go down there and try that. So, and it sounds like Ben might be going tomorrow. So yeah, we're gonna get
yeah,
down there, try
probably.
that, and yeah. So have a dinner on us, and hopefully you win the gift card. Like I said, we'll draw the winner on April 1st. So all
Awesome.
right, let's get into the suitcase report. Uh, so as of right now, Massey is in Iowa still, Gillat's in Utah, and Divine is in Reading. C-Mac actually came back. He is a Riverman again. Uh, Wade, I have a feeling that we probably won't see Divine and Gillette back um, this year. I would like to see them back, uh, but I see. I think we have a better chance of seeing Massey back before we see them two. Uh, what's your guys' opinion on that?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Out of all of them, the one I least likely see come back is Divine. I think Divine's there for the long haul, guys. And kudos to him. I mean, he's earned that. He's playing well. He's getting his ice time there. Um, I think he's there for the long haul. So I definitely wouldn't expect Divine back. And Gillette, he's been doing good up there as well, getting his ice time. I don't see him coming back. I mean, even Massey, it is a possibility he could be there for the long haul too. I mean, it
Yeah.
just depends. These are three good players that they've all three contributed to their ECHL team. So, and they're getting ice time. So, I mean, that's why, these moves that were recently made were necessary. So, I mean, we'll get into that more. But
and I'm sure Ben will agree with us. We would like to see them all three back, but I'm happy for Massey. I'm happy for Gillette. I'm happy for Divine. If they stay up there, good for them. You know, I got to meet Massey a little bit. He's a great guy. Love talking to him. Gillette actually coached my son spring hockey last year, and he was an awesome coach for him. Even though sometimes my son doesn't remember him, it's funny. You know, we'll be at the hockey game and he'll be like, "Well, there's Coach Barker." I mean, he remembers Coach Barker, and he remembers Coach McChesney, but for some reason he has a hard time remembering Coach Gillette. But yeah, no, I think I kind of agree with you on Divine probably staying up there. He's getting his minutes on the ice, and I really think he's in for the long haul. Which, I watching him with the Rivermen, I'm like, he could be ECHL very easily, and we were just spoiled for as much time as we had him.
Right.
So, all right. So moving on to the roster moves today, or not today, but yesterday, I believe the trade happened. So the trades to Ice Flyers, Jack Suchi or Suki was traded to Pensacola for Mike Moran. And then Ao Adenier was traded to Fayetteville for Matt Windsor. So when I first read this trade, and you guys can chime in here in a second, I was fine with the Jack Suki for Mike Moran. I think Mike Moran is going to help the Rivermen 100%. He's a great player, and I really think that's something we really needed right now. He's a little bit of a bigger body, and he is not afraid to get a little physical. The second trade, AO for Matt Windsor, I kind of had to say, really? Windsor? Like, we hated him like 2 months ago or a month ago. Like, it was kind of shocking. And and Wade and Ben could probably just kind of agree with me. As much as I hate to see AO go, I think we're set on defense. I really do think we were set on defense. We needed more forwards. We needed centers. We needed them types, and it makes sense. The trade does make sense
because right here we have 7 defensemen and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 12, 13 forwards.
Yeah. So I mean, the trade makes sense. It is sad to see AO go on. AO was, I mean, I saw him sitting with a little kid.
Why trade for Wiener though?
I don't know, but you know what? He's a pure Riverman now, and so
we gotta deal with it, and
I'll welcome him with open arms.
Yeah.
So, Ben, do you have any opinions on this? And then Wade, go ahead and give your opinion after Ben.
Well, like I said, or like I will be saying, it is sad to see AO go because he was one of my favorites when he was playing. But all I'm saying is Matt needs to step up the game if he's going to fill AO shoes, and I was actually starting to get to like Sucky, but again, Moran will need to step up the game, to play Riverman style. So that'd be my opinion.
Yeah, Wade, what do you have to say about these trades? I know me and you talked a little bit off air, and we were both like, Wiener, really?
Yeah. I'll give my opinion first on the Jack Suki and Mike Moran trade. This is a trade I make all day, every day. I don't hesitate with this trade whatsoever. I think this is a big win for the Rivermen to get somebody like Mike Moran, not only because he's a veteran, he's a big physical body. He can put the puck in the net. He's a team player. He will stand up for teammates. He will throw down and fight anybody in this league. So I think we needed somebody of that. He's got a lot of grit to his game, and he's a physical presence. But like I said, he can also put the puck in the net and facilitate to teammates and put them in positions to be successful too. So I think this was an outstanding grab by Trudell to get Mike Moran. Now for
before you get to that trade, sorry to interrupt you real quick.
You're good.
But I wanted your guys' opinion. We just traded Jack Suki to Pensacola, who we play this weekend against or for Mike Moran. Now, Wade, Ben, we've all seen how players play against their former team. How do you guys think that Mike Moran is going to play against Pensacola, and how is Suki going to play against the Rivermen?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it before, especially with even people going to Penske. They still got Pulius, who was a Riverman. They got Pollinger, who was a Riverman player, and they seem to have a little extra giddy up in their saddle when they play us. When Caden Cahill was there and he played us, he got like one of their only goals on us. I mean, so you always kind of have that little extra charge to you, but the same can be said about Mike Moran, right? He was just with Penske. So the fact that Penske gave him up for somebody like Jack Suki might make him feel a certain type of way as well, and make him play that little extra, more,
and I hope so.
Yeah.
I think there'll be a lot of last second changes to what they do, because they just traded these guys, so they're going to have in their minds, we're going to be doing this against Pensacola. Now that I'm on Pensacola, I can use that information to help that team win. So if they do, it might be like, I think they should just like not play him a lot, just play him a little bit to at least get used to the different styles between the two teams. Just because I don't want them to give the secrets how to, what they're planning on doing.
Yeah, I see your point. I think Wade can agree with me on that. It might take a little bit of time for Mike Moran to know the Rivermen style of playing, and it might take a while for Matt Windsor, however you pronounce that.
Wiesner,
yeah, Wiener, as I used to call him.
I'm still going to call him Wiener. I don't care.
To get used to the Rivermen way. Speaking of that, Wade, go ahead and talk about. Sorry to interrupt you earlier, but go ahead and talk about the trade AO for Matt Windsor.
Yeah, and also last thing on Mike Moran, you got to remember he played a lot of years on Quad City, who's played Rivermen a lot, so he kind of
yes he did,
Rivermen, even as an opponent. But getting
as Anthony says, our wiener now. Yep, that is true, Anthony.
Get into this trade now. At first, Ty hit it. Emotional response. We all love AO. That what's not to like about AO? He's a great human being first. He was a
Mhm.
good hockey player.
I mean,
He did
giving that kid's family
that,
tickets to the game,
giving
and
back.
then he said he'd babysit the kid so that way the kid's mom and the boyfriend or husband or whoever can
Yeah,
actually have a date night, and it's like,
that's genuine.
yeah,
That's pure.
I thought
Um,
that was like class right there with
yeah,
AO.
that not every player is going to do that. Trust
Well,
me.
yeah, not every player.
So,
It's just
like with him, the way he was with the Rivermen community, of course that's going to be missed.
Yeah.
That's the thing with the SPHL. We do get closer to these players, develop relationships with them, and so that's the tough side of sport. Sometimes they get traded or waived, and it happens often in SPHL. I wish AO nothing but the best. I
oh
think
yeah,
basically
of course,
need a guy
agree.
like AO on their squad. I also think Rivermen need a guy like Matt Wiesner on our squad. I do like this trade. I like it a lot. I think it makes sense, considering what Wiesner can bring to the table with the
Yeah.
injuries and call ups. We're kind of short centers. I mean, Michael McChesney going down, Garrett Devine up. I mean, we're Massey being up. I mean, these guys could also be centermen as well. So we're down that. He gives us more depth in our lineup. He's
Mm-hmm.
good in the face-off dots too. Wiesner can win face-offs, and
Yeah.
he's not afraid to get to the front of the net and
No,
disrupt the goalie and go
especially
for the
for his size.
exactly. So I mean, he's another gritty veteran. He gets under the skin of opponents, a la Daniel Chartrand.
Yeah.
Chartrand might be able to pick up a thing or two from Wiesner. You know?
Yeah, I think he's better than Chartrand. I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
Getting under people's skin, I think he's a little bit better than Chartrand. Now, with this trade, Wade, what if what if we get for some reason Wilkie comes back for a weekend? How's that going to look in the play in the locker room?
I mean, it's happened.
Yep.
Hockey. That's what it is. So 1 minute you're pounding a guy's face in, the next minute
Yeah.
welcome teammate. You know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at Spencer Kennedy. When he went after Cahill that one year, and then he became a Riverman.
Yeah.
It was just kind of weird.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's more weird for the fans than it is the actual players.
Yeah, because they're probably used to it.
Yeah, and as a fan, I was right there with everybody else, enjoying every second of Wilkie pounding his face in.
Yes.
I enjoyed every second of that. But here's the thing: Wiesner was wearing a different uniform at that time.
Yeah.
So he might be a rat, but he's our rat now. So
Yeah.
I think everybody should give him a chance. I read some things that said they're going to boo him as soon as they see him. I think that's tacky. I think that's just dumb.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's our team now.
Yeah.
He's on our team. So, like I said earlier, welcome him with open arms. Yeah, did we hate what he did to us in the past? We did. But you know what? He's on our team now. Kind of just go with the flow. And you know what? This might actually turn, and I kind of agree with you, Wade. I think we came out on the great side of this.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, and Holton. I loved Holton. When he was with us, I loved Holton. I actually am kind of sad that I never got one of his jerseys. I wanted one of his jerseys at the special jerseys, and I never got one of his. So if anybody's listening that has a Holton jersey that they're willing to let go, I wouldn't mind having it.
Just putting that out there,
Yeah, just putting it out there. I got plenty of jerseys, as you can see. I mean, I switched for this show, so. But but go ahead, Wade. You had more to say about the trade of AO and Matt
Yeah.
Winsner.
Yeah, and so like I said, I just want people to give Matt a chance. Like I said, he's another gritty veteran in this league that will stand up for his teammates and get under the skin of opponents. We really need that. We need those disruptors in the game.
Yeah.
That's kind of what, our physicality and our ability to get under opponents' skin. That's kind of what we thrive on. So to get
Yeah.
somebody like Wiesner and Moran that can give us both of those elements, I think and plus they can put the puck in the net. He scored on us, Wiesner, his debut with Fayetteville. He scored on the Rivermen. He can score goals.
Yep.
So, I mean, like I said, this is somebody you want to give a chance. And like I said, I understand. Yep. He is kind of like the Brad Marchand. You hate Brad Marchand, or even like Matthew Tkachuk. You hate Matthew Tkachuk.
I love Matthew Tkachuk.
Matthew Tkachuk is the best.
He is like his father. Keith Tkachuk, former Blue. That was my favorite player, was Keith Tkachuk. For years. And then you know what? When he kind of retired, I was like, man, I got to find another person. And David Backus was right there to step up. And I yeah, I love David Backus. And then when he got let go and stuff, that kind of made me sad. But Wade, you got any more to say about the trade?
No, that's all. Just like I said, I just hope people seriously don't boo him. Don't be that fan.
Yeah.
Give him a chance.
Well, Anthony said it right here.
Yeah.
The lack of support. And that's a definition of a non-true fan. If they are willing to learn the culture and be excited for it, hey, by all means, welcome to the greatest organization in minor league hockey.
And he's not wrong. I mean, it was hard for me to read this trade. And, after me and Wade talked a little bit about, because, he was like the first person to message me, it makes sense. Like, who knows when AO is going to be ready to go? I mean, he might be on Fayetteville's this weekend. Who knows? But, he was supposed to be ready to go, 2 weeks ago, Wade? 3 weeks ago, whatever it was. And he still wasn't. I don't think he was 100%. So I think all in all, these trades, the Rivermen came out on top. I'm excited. I'm really excited to see Mike Moran in a Rivermen jersey. I really am. I think it's going to be really good for the Rivermen. And I think he'll bring a lot of energy and a lot of knowledge, because he is kind of a veteran too. So I think he will bring in a lot of knowledge as well. Before we move on, I did want to say the St. Louis Blues are actually making some moves here too. Wade just messaged me before the show started, and all I can say is, if they trade away Robert Thomas, I am going to have a really, really upset 6-year-old. He is a Robert Thomas fan. He loves Robert Thomas, but it's kind of glad to see the Blues making roster moves. I think that's what the Blues need right now. To be honest, I was actually kind of surprised not to see Bennington's name in that trade. Ben, I know you're more of a Blackhawks fan, so I'm going to kind of ask Wade about this trade. Were you kind of surprised not to see Bennington's name pop up once?
Yeah, I know Bennington's name has been thrown up. He does have no trade clauses for I think I read somewhere 14 or 15 teams he has no trade clauses for. I've seen his name be mentioned with Montreal Canadiens and even Toronto Maple Leafs. Bennington is Canadian, so kind of makes sense that some Canadian teams are interested. I still think there's a chance for him to go. It's going to be hard to move on from Bennington. I understand that, but
Yeah.
I think you need to get somebody out of him while you can. I just like the Colt Parayko deal. Like I showed you.
Yeah.
Like you said, you were kind of ready to see Parayko go, and so
I was
surprised by that move, really.
And honestly, I think Parayko and he just seemed like every time I would watch the Blues, it just seemed like he was going through the motion. He wasn't really happy with the Blues, and I think it was time for him to move on. And and hopefully he does great with his new team. I think he was going to Buffalo?
Yeah, Buffalo's tough. They're not a joke anymore.
No. And and what's funny is I think Mike Gertler, who we had on the podcast, and I talk about him every now and then because his son plays hockey with my son. I think he is a Buffalo Sabre fan. So, the next time I see him, I will say, well, you got who you wanted. So, so it'll be interesting the next time we talk. But yeah, no, I think it's good to see the Blues starting to make kind of some moves. It needed to happen, and hopefully it just kind of works in our favor, I guess you would say. And I mean, if Buffalo trades, another name that's coming up is, like I said, Robert Thomas. If they trade 4 players for 1 player, I mean, that's kind of hard to say no to, and, it'd be sad to see Robert Thomas go. Yeah. But, if it's going to maybe end up good for us, maybe it's time to let him go. But like I said,
I love Robert
I can
Thomas,
see, yeah.
But there's 2 names on Buffalo that stood out in that proposed trade, and that was Owen Power and Jack Quinn. So those are 2 big names that could be added to the Blue. I love Robert Thomas. I don't want to see him go, but if he does go, we're getting good quality players in return.
Yeah. Yeah, and plus we're getting a draft pick on top of that. So, I mean, yes, I would hate to see him go, but, who knows? It might turn out better for the Blues. So, with that being said, we're going to go to a new section of the show. And Big Ben is first up with his Big Ben's opponent outlook.
All right.
So Ben, what's the schedule looking like this week?
So,
who's playing who? And
to preface it a little bit, what I'm going to do is since we do a Wednesday and Saturday show, the Wednesday show I will talk about the Thursday and Friday show, and then the Saturday I will talk about Saturday, Sunday shows. With that said, This week we have, or the next 2 days, we have 7 games. We have Knoxville versus Birmingham, Penzi versus Peoria, which we'll probably talk about here shortly. Macon and Birmingham, Huntsville, Roanoke, Evansville, Knoxville, Fayetteville against Quad Cities, and then Penzi versus Peoria. And those are the Thursday and Friday games for this next 2 days.
Yeah, so there's a lot of games coming up this week. And that's just for Friday. And
Friday.
How many are
Thursday and Friday? That's 7 games right there between Thursday and Friday.
Yeah. So with Big Ben's opponent outlook, we also have a new section as well. Wade's going to take over, and this is his featured face-off. So what he does is he takes one of those games and he kind of gives us a little bit of more of an insight, and maybe if it's an important game for the standings, or just one of the games that he would like to highlight. So, Wade, it's all yours.
All right, I appreciate it. I'm excited for this. Like I said, I'm a big hockey fan, obviously, and I do watch all the teams. There's not too many games I miss, rather it involves Rivermen or not. So I know these teams well, and with the standings the way they're shaped up to be right now, I mean the bottom 5 teams, holy crap! I mean they're in playoff mode now. And one game that stood out to me above the rest, that's just so critical to their playoff hope, is Fayetteville at Quad City. This matchup is going to be so entertaining. Out of the next 5 games, these guys play each other 4 times. So we're talking
Yeah.
huge playoff implications here. Right in the standings, you got Fayetteville at 43 points in 10th, Macon in 9th with 46, and you got Quad City in 8th place with 47. So already the first 2 games, if Fayetteville sweeps Quad City, they're going to leap Quad City right there because they're going to own the tiebreaker, being 2-0 against them. They're going to tie in points, and they're going to be ahead of them. And then you got the next 2 games. Fayetteville cannot get swept by Quad City. They absolutely can't, or they're cooked. If they lose 3 of these 4 games against Quad Cities, they're pretty much cooked. You might be able to jump Macon, but you're still in 9th place, missing the playoffs. This series is so huge for Fayetteville. And Fayetteville goes into this. This is the first time they're playing Quad Cities all year. So I looked up the numbers, and last year Fayetteville was 6-1 against Quad City Storm. They have a good track record against them. So you look for that to continue, hopefully, if you're a Marksman fan. Also out for Quad Cities is Devin Sanders, who just came off a 5-goal game. That's a huge loss for Quad City. So, but also out for Fayetteville is Sam Dabrowski, which is a pretty big loss for them as well. But to me, Devin Sanders is a huge loss. Fayetteville is 5-5 in their last 10 games. Quad Cities is 4-6. Both teams lost their last game out. For me, who I'm looking at in this game, you got your Leaf Matson, of course, Sava Smirnov, Brody Gerard, and Jasper Tarkinen. These guys are going to be key to Quad City's success. And for Fayetteville, you got John Malkovich, Shane Murphy, the Fetchko brothers. And you'd like to see Caden Cahill get some more ice time because he's getting like 0 ice time.
Yeah.
Which is dumb. That's just dumb. That's all I got to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
And the goalies, you no Muse. He's up in the ECHL, so it's Ryan Kinney and Mason Bowpit. And for Quad City, you got Zane Steves and Adam Manji. So this is a great matchup. I give the slight edge to Fayetteville because of their track record against Quad City. The fact that Quad City is missing Devin Sanders, I think this is where you have to. If you're a Marksman player, whatever, this is where you have to make your push. You have to win these 2 games. You have to. So it's going to be entertaining, and Quad Cities knows they can't give these guys those wins, especially on home ice. So that's the game I got highlighted, guys. I think it's a great game, a great matchup between 2 teams fighting for a playoff spot. So that's my
because just like it shows right up there on the screen, Quad City is just barely into the playoff berth. And with Fayetteville right there, like
hanging
you said, they literally, if they win the next 2 games, they're in the playoff, and Quad City's out of it. So yeah, for both teams, it's that close to where this is a make or break weekend for them, for those 2 teams. So yeah, that's a really good pick for a
Yeah,
team
no,
to
it's
check out.
yeah, no, it's going to be an interesting. Like I said, the month of March usually sets up, the playoffs up. So it's going to be a really, really crazy month, I believe. When they say March Madness, um, it's almost March Madness for the SPHL standings. So yeah, it's going to be crazy to see what team ends up in eighth place to earn themselves a playoff spot. Uh, he has to disagree.
The trade
Yeah,
hasn't gone through yet, but
yeah, it hasn't gone through yet, but you know what? I really think Pareko will probably take it. But that's
Most
just my opinion. Alrighty, so before we kind of start talking about this weekend, um, Wade, go ahead and give us another shout out to Bayleaf Indian Restaurant and Bar.
Absolutely. Bayleaf Indian Restaurant and Bar, located in the downtown Peoria area, right there on the riverfront, just a couple blocks away from Carver Arena. A fun new place to eat before a game, possibly, which you have the option of leaving your car in the parking lot for free parking and walking up to the game if you so choose to do so. I think it's just a fun experience and something new, something refreshing. Like I said, the atmosphere is top notch there, and so is the service. And like I said, I can't say enough good things about the food, even the beverages. I drink a mango lassi, it's called, which is yogurt based too, and it's one of the best things I've ever drank. So that's my new go to drink. Every time I go there now, I'm gonna order that. Like I said, it's just such a great place, and people really need to give this place a try. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Get on down there, check them out, and tell them Wade sent.
right. And like I said earlier, I plan on possibly going tomorrow. During my errands, so I can't wait
Yeah.
for it.
And speaking of giving it a try, like I said, we for the people that are just joining us, we are giving a $20 gift card to Bayleaf. And what it is if you like, share, and comment on the show. So if you like, comment, and share, you get 3 entries for our drawing that's going to happen on
Per
April
show.
1st to
Per
win.
show.
Yeah, per show. To win that $20 gift card to Bayleaf Indian Restaurant and Bar. So you guys go ahead, like it, share it, and comment. And like I said, you will get 3 entries per show if you do all 3 of those
And
to
hey,
win that gift card.
it's no April Fools either when we
Yeah,
announce it.
yeah, no April Fools. So like I said, comment, share, and like the page and the show, and win that $20 gift card, and kind of have a dinner on us from our friends there at Bayleaf Indian Restaurant and Bar. So going into this weekend, Peoria Rivermen play tomorrow night. Yes, tomorrow night, Thursday night, against the Ice Flyers at 7:15 at I almost said Owen Center, the the Civic Center. And then of course they play Friday night against the Ice Flyers at the Civic Center at 7:15. Wade and Ben, what do you think is going to be a little different with these games? They're not used to playing really on a Thursday night. Do you think it's going to get them kind of out of their rhythm, or do you think they'll be just fine since it is another night game?
I think being a night game, personally, it won't affect anything. I think what will be affected is the trades and everything we did. So I think that personally would be the only issue I'd see with maybe a little bit of minor mistakes, but hopefully Guy will be like, "Hey guys, just watch your minor mistakes because we have new players and such." So I don't
Yeah.
think it will affect it being on a Thursday. I think what will be affected is the trades that we just got.
Wade,
Well,
what's your opinion on a Thursday night game?
Yeah, I totally agree with Ben. I don't think it's going to do much as in a way it'll affect us, which I don't know if we touched on or not, but I do know we know with the goalie changes now that we have Jack Boston and Connor McAnanama. Tino was placed on the 14-day IR. I'm going to be
Yes.
interested in seeing how Trudell handles both because this is the first time now that we're getting just Boston and McAnanama. So I'm
Yeah.
interested in seeing how coach handles that, who's going to be getting the starts. I imagine it will be Boston on Thursday. From there, we'll see. I don't know if he plans on rotating these guys or just sticking heavy with Boston. We'll just have to wait and see. But that's what I'm interested. Like what Ben said, what are the new guys going to do, and how are we going to handle the new goalie situation? That's what I'm interested in seeing.
Yeah. And speaking of the game tomorrow night, it is, I believe, Blackhawks night for the Peoria Rivermen. So they will be they are going to be wearing specialty jerseys, kind of not mocking, but it'll be kind of like the Blackhawks jersey, kind of like this one over here. I actually bought one, and the funny story about it is so it was a Blackhawks night, so they had a Blackhawks jersey type, and we had a player called Brendan St. Louis. So I had to buy it because it was a Blackhawks jersey type, but it has St. Louis on the back of it. So I had to buy it. So that is my Blackhawks jersey that says St. Louis on it. And
what you're saying is I need to win the lottery tonight, so that way during this game I can go there and after game auction I can buy one of them for my collection of Blackhawks stuff.
Yeah. So and my wife, as soon as I bought it, she was like, "The only reason why you bought it is because it says St. Louis on the back, and it's you can pronounce it St. Louis." And I go, "Exactly."
Right.
So why wouldn't I?
I'm a big fan of Blackhawk Night, obviously. I'll tell you what I'm more excited for is trading card giveaway. They're giving away trading cards before the game to I think the first 1,000 fans. I'm more excited for that. The Blackhawk Night. We can do away with that. I'm not the greatest, don't like jerseys. I'm kind of like, yeah, we could skip the whole jersey. I don't know.
Yeah, I get it. I'm the same way with the Peoria Chiefs. It's like if they have a St. Louis Cardinal night, I'm like, yeah, they can get rid of that.
Well, they're affiliated with the St. Louis Cardinals, so that's not going anywhere.
Yeah. I'm still salty.
That's the sucky part.
I'm still salty about that. So
yeah. So I mean, tomorrow night, I think it's going to be interesting to see, like Wade said, to see who starts in goal. I kind of agree with Wade. I think we'll see Jack in goal tomorrow night, and then I could almost see C-Mac getting the start Friday night, and then it's up to the air on Sunday. Because like I said, they play Thursday, Friday. They have Saturday off. The Civic Center actually basically kicked them out of the arena Saturday night, so that's why they gave them Thursday. And then they play again on Sunday at 3:15 against the Ice Flyers as well. So I think this is kind of an important series for us as well. kind of keep that points lead, kind of cushion. We're pretty far up in the standings right now. We have 67, and Evansville is in second with 55. So, yes, they can't catch us winning all weekend and we lose all weekend, but it's still, we still need to kind of cushion ourselves with that lead because leads can evaporate very quickly. So I really think this weekend is kind of an important weekend for us as well. So Anthony, the reason why it got moved is Cat Williams, the comedian, is actually in the arena Saturday night. So that's why the game got moved to Thursday.
So they couldn't
I'm
move
just
it.
glad
They couldn't move him to the theater and have him do it at the theater instead of the arena.
No. So apparently he needed the arena, so that is why the Rivermen got moved to Thursday. But yeah, no, I really think this is an important weekend for us.
Well,
And
like you said, the standings, for instance, I just looked at the numbers here real quick. So between Peoria and Evansville, it's 12 points. Remember that. Between the total points between Evansville and Fayetteville is exactly 12 points. So, winning these games is crucial for every single one of these teams because, like we just shown last week, Quad City was out of the playoffs if we would have had the playoffs last week. Now they're in the playoffs just because they won over the weekend.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's anybody's game. It's anybody's game.
And we've talked about it before. It's crazy, the point standings from like fifth on down. I mean, it's so close that it's going to be a very, like I said, March Madness usually means basketball. Us hockey fans, March Madness means setting up for playoffs because that's pretty much what these games in March are going to determine.
And this has to do with playoffs. Does any of you remember back in the day? I mean, like mainly IHL maybe days and AHL. But when the Rivermen went to the playoffs, they'd have to have their playoff games for a series at the Owen Center because they had the car show at the Senate Center. I tell you what, those are some of the best games I've seen at the Owen Center with the Rivermen. I was like, it was so nice.
Yeah. It's just crazy though when they play at the Owen Center because there's so many fans packed up into that small arena.
And I think that's why
I'm sure Wade can contest with that.
Because when I seen him back in the day, I was literally like 6 feet from the dude, the official that says if it's a goal or not, because that was the closest we can get to him. And I was just like pumped because it was like I felt like I was on the ice with him.
Yeah,
and that's why I like it.
Yeah, no, I spend many nights and many days, many Saturday mornings at the Owen Center, and it's crazy. Yeah, I mean it is. It's crazy. I actually never had the pleasure to go to a Rivermen game at the Owen Center, but I think I want to say my wife has. I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but I heard it's pretty cramped. Let's just say that.
Oh, it was cramped when I went back in the day, but think what it's like now.
So speaking of the Rivermen versus the Ice Flyers, let's go ahead and get into our big three for this weekend series, for Thursday and Friday. We'll talk about Sunday on Saturday. Again, Saturdays at 3:00 for the show on Saturday. Ben, go ahead and start us off with the big three.
Okay, when I'm going to do my big three, I'm going to do each goalies, defensive men, and forwards. So with that said, I agree with you guys on having Boss at least do the first two because C-Mac just came back. So I would put him on the Sunday one. And, because that way C-Mac can like get a little bit more workouts and a little bit more back because didn't he like really not do anything when he got called?
So I'm pretty sure, and I think Wade can back me up on this. I'm pretty sure he was signed as an emergency backup goalie.
Yeah, he didn't see it.
So basically, my point being is that gives him a little bit more time to like get worked up to energy and with workouts and stuff. So with that said, the defense, I'd really like to see the Ryder brothers like do it Riverman style, like stopping the pucks from going in and and getting them out of the way for Boss or Connor, and just playing it Riverman style. And with forwards, I really like to see the new guy Wiener prove his worth. I'd like to really see him do something. I mean, even JM, even if they have JM in there, I mean, there's so many good guys like like Fox and Bear, but I'd really like to see Weezer do something good, and that's my top three players of the game.
So what's your big three for the game?
So the big three for the game, for the team as a whole, is again, play Riverman style. Be the first one to get the goal. And as I always say, set the tone by getting those pucks in. Just be aggressive, more aggressive. Now that it looks like we got a good team now with good players, and try not to make those little mistakes with having the newer players on. Is my three.
All right, Wade, go ahead and give us your big three.
All right, I'm gonna set up the big three. A little bit about the games coming up. You said this is our first meeting with Pensy. I think it's our only meeting too. So
yeah, which is weird because usually we go down to Florida for them.
Yeah, yeah. You at least, yeah. I mean, even if they come to us, we usually at least go to them like one time. So yeah. It's surprising that it's only 3 games. Last year we faced them 6 games. We swept the season series. We were 6-0 against them last year.
Nice.
Now I understand this is a different team, different coach, different circumstances, but even with different teams, we've kind of had Pensy's number lately. So, like I said, I want to see that continue. Obviously, and we're both coming off losses. Pensy just got swept by Birmingham, and we split the series with Huntsville, losing our last game. So, I mean, Pensy's going to be hungry for a win. They're looking to position themselves in a good playoff spot. They want that second place spot above Havoc and above Thunderbolts. So they're going to be looking to really pressure Rivermen a lot. So with that, I'm going to start with my big three on what I want to see, and that's withstand the pressure. They're going to be throwing pressure at us. They're going to want to win. They're going to want to get the first goal and get off to a great start. We got to weather that storm. Now, don't play back. Don't play soft. Meet them with aggression. Okay, that's what I mean by withstand the pressure. I don't mean just lay back and let them beat on you. We got to throw back what they're giving us. Okay, we got to equal what they're and more so. So, yeah, withstand the pressure. Also, what I want to see, especially with new guys, good puck movement. Can't go wrong with good puck movement. Getting the puck up and down the ice, good passes. and clearing the zone, helping out Boss and C-Mac when they're in goal. I think good puck movement is key in this series. Penske's got a lot of quick guys. So, I
Yeah.
mean, we got to be on our game against Penske, which brings me to my last key is win the turnover battle. Don't turn the puck over more than they do. We want to take advantage of their mistakes, not vice versa. So win the turnover battle, get in those shooting and passing lanes, and make those sticks be active. And let's get this puck away from Penske and put the pressure on them. So those are my 3 keys. Now, my players to watch for. I mean, I think it would be easy to highlight the new guys. I mean, everybody, I think is aware of that, which is kind of why I'm not going to, because I think everybody's going to be watching them regardless. But the first guy I want to highlight is Caden Henry. I think he's been playing a little bit better. We need to see him get a goal. This is the longest stretch in his career he's gone between goals. He's never gone this long without getting a goal, and that's including his Fed days. So this is the longest stretch he's been on without scoring a goal. He's hungry for a goal. Look out for that goal in the upcoming games. So I got him. Next guy I got is Connor Smool. Really love this guy's game coming down the stretch. I mean, I think he's really acclimated himself and kind of found his game in our system. What's expected of him and everything. He's really found his identity, I think. And that goes a long way in production and confidence. So I just want to keep seeing Connor grow in that area and think he will. I think he'll have a great series. I think his skill set will match up well against Penske. So I definitely look for some good things out of him. And then I'm going to go to the defensive side. I'm going to highlight Josh Martin. I think Josh Martin's been throwing his body around. He's been getting more physical as the season has. I've seen some big hits. This big hits that I didn't even know he was capable of him just steamrolling guys. So I love seeing that. I love seeing him step up and be physical in that manner, because you don't have to fight to be physical, and I've seen Josh Martin play that physical game while playing a good on defense and being good with puck control and passing. Like I've seen a lot of good things from Josh Martin, so I look for Josh Martin to have a good series as well. That's my big 3.
All right. Before I do my big 3, let's kind of chat about this. Do we expect another call up the time Tino is off IR? Do we play 3 goalies a game, or does someone get moved? If so, who? So no one's getting moved. I will say that. I don't see him getting rid of C-Mac. I don't see him getting rid of Jack. I don't see him getting rid of Tino. If you remember last year going into the playoffs, we carried 3 goalies. We had Muse, Tino, and Jack. Could there be a call up? Possibly. We don't know when there's going to be a call up. I don't think even Guy knows when there's going to be a call up. So I honestly think they put Tino on IR to kind of give him a good rest and, kind of get his bearings back into place and everything else. I really think,
because playoff season's about to start, so they want him to be refreshed for the playoffs.
Yeah. And Wade and Ben could probably back me up on this statement. Don't be surprised if you see maybe Jack go on an IR just to get him a little bit more rest right after Tino. So I think it's a roster move to carry 3 goalies, and I wouldn't wouldn't be surprised if we carry 3 goalies going into the playoffs. Do you think Tino starts playoffs? I honestly, I think he gets, and it's, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if he got the start in the playoffs, to be honest. But I mean, we're not going to get in that kind of discussion tonight because I think everybody that's watched the past shows know our opinion on that. Like I said, not taking anything away from Tino. I like Tino. I love Tino. I think he's a great goalie. But, it's one of those deals where you have C-Mac and Jack on your roster who have tremendous numbers against Tino's numbers. How do you not start one of them two? That's just my opinion. Ben, Wade, do you have opinion on that before I get to my big 3?
Yeah. Like I said, when it comes to these 3 goalies, if somebody was going to be gone, it already would have happened. Connor would have already been released if we were going to release him. Same with Tino. Just here's what I need people to understand, because you brought up a great point, and we did this. We juggled this last year with 3 goalies as well. Tino is our security blanket. Okay,
Yeah.
he is not going anywhere. In case Boss or C-Mac get called up or injured, Tino's our security blanket. We're not getting rid of our security blanket.
Right. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
agree.
So the best we're going to do is what we are doing now, and that's putting Tino on IR, and we're playing Boston and Connor Mack to get Connor some playing time, to get Boston some more playing time. Because, yes, in my opinion, we do start Boston over Tino. And I'm sorry if that bothers people. Boston's the better goalie. People need to understand that and hear that. Boston is the better goalie. You start the better goalie. So that's, I'm never going to shy away from my opinions on that. I respect Tino. I love Tino. I wanted Tino in Peoria before he was in Peoria. Boston and Connor Mack are the better goalies, in my opinion. And don't be surprised heading into the playoffs, which I think is going to happen. Connor Mack will go on IR, so we reserve his rights, and it'll be Boston and Tino in the playoffs for the Rivermen. I think, because that's what we did with last year with Boston. Put Boston on the IR. We went with Muse and Tino. So look for something similar to happen this year.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I'm agreeing with you guys on that part.
All right. So let me get in my big 3. I'm going to do big 3 for the games, I should say. Win board battles. You got to win those board battles when they forecheck. You got to get the loose pucks. So board battles and loose pucks kind of go together. So we got to win those. No stupid penalties. Don't give them advantage on the power play. I know we were having a little bit of struggle, I think, on the second game, taking some unnecessary penalties against Huntsville. And I just don't think we need to be taking stupid penalties like that. And my third is shoot the puck. Get pucks on net. I think we're going to have Windsor get in front of the goalie, like Wade said earlier. He is one of them that likes to get in front of the net and cause a little havoc for the goalie. Just start shooting pucks on net, and I think we'll be good. My big 3 players. I am going to highlight one of the new players, Mike Moran. He's a vet. I think he can bring really good play style to this team. He's like Wade and I and Ben said, it's been he's a bigger body. I think honestly he's gonna fit just fine with the Peoria Rivermen. And our style of play. I really do. And I can't wait to watch him and to be in a Riverman jersey. My second one is kind of another new guy, and that's Riddle. I can't think of his first name right now. My mind just totally went blank. But he's a college kid. He's given 110% out there. He's got an assist so far. I think 2 assists if I'm not mistaken. And a goal's coming soon. I really do. He kind of reminds me of almost a Massey. He's doing the dirty work. He's getting into the forecheck. He's doing what he needs to do. He gets in the right positions. His passing is on point for the most part. So I'm gonna highlight him. My third is
you said Riddle, right?
Yeah.
It's Carson
Riddle. Okay. I knew it started like Kyle. I almost called him Kyle.
Yeah, I just looked up on the Riverman website.
So. And my third is, speaking of another K, Kyler Fenton. He like Wade said, Josh Martin has been laying some big hits. We can't forget about Fenton's hits too. I mean, Fenton can separate player from puck. He does deliver some good hits, and for a team that's been called soft for the last couple weeks, you always got to remember Fenton can hit, Josh Martin can hit, so I'm gonna highlight him as well, and I think that is my big 3 for this weekend. Is there anything else you guys would like to discuss before we kind of wrap it up?
Why don't we tell everybody one more time about our giveaway?
Yeah, I was going to do that. So, for people that are just coming in, just coming in, we're giving away a $20 gift card to Bayleaf Indian Restaurant and Bar. 1 like, 1 share, and 1 comment will get you 3 entries in per show to the drawing that's going to happen on April 1st. So, like I said, comment, share, like the page, or like the show, I'm sorry, and you get 3 entries into winning that $20 gift card to Bayleaf.
Like right now, I see we have 6 people that like the show, so those 6 people got a entry.
Yeah, so like I said, get in there, like it, share it, comment, and hopefully you're a winner of a $20 gift card to our friends down at Bayleaf Indian Restaurant and Bar.
I mean, even the ones that gave us a laughy face, Eve Jordan, we know who you are. No, kidding. Anyway.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, like I said, get in there, get in this drawing. Like I said, the winner will be announced April 1st. We're going to try to keep tabs on that, and hopefully you win. And so you can get down there and get some good Indian food from Bayleaf. Anything else, guys, you think of?
Not that I can think of.
I want to do a really quick shout out. I want a quick shout out to my wife for making all the new graphics that we've been getting.
Yes.
She's been working hard on that. She's been working hard on getting ideas for the show, and stuff like that.
Right above Wade is the new logo.
Yeah, the new logo for the show. She did that. That's really and cool. She is working really hard on that, and I would like to say thank you so much as she lets me do this. Yeah, round of applause for Mallory.
I mean, even this one.
Yeah, cool she did that one. So she lets me do this, and I really appreciate her letting me do this because, like I said, we don't get paid for this.
She's a part of the show just as much as we are. Just because she's not on the screen does not mean she does a lot for us behind the scenes,
Yes.
so it's appreciated.
Yeah, behind the scenes, and she does a lot, and I just wanted that out there, and I appreciate everything she's done. So, on behalf of myself, Big Ben, Wade, thank you for liking, sharing the page, get in that drawing for the Bayleaf Indian Restaurant card, $20 gift card, and hopefully we'll see you this weekend at the Civic Center. And before we wrap up, Wade, which style do we always try to do it on this show?
We always keep it Rivermen style.
Right.
All right, guys. Have a great night. Hopefully we'll see you this weekend. We'll see you
later,
Saturday at 3 o'clock.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
And after this, go ahead and check out the Best Damn Podcast. Our friend Tyler.
They're on YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah. So go over there and check their show out. So all have a good night.